Hello fiber friends! It is Vlogmas day 9. I have a couple of fun things to talk about before we get started. The sheep coffee mug is back. I've had it, it just hasn't been in a video, so I'm holding it up right now to make sure that it's on camera because it's the best mug. I love this mug. We have several fun things to talk about today. The first thing I want to talk about is the Christmas tree. I'll have it up by the end of the video. I'm going to do the spinning while Mark gets it out and fluffs it up. And then when we are back at the end of this video, we will have the tree back because we've had piles of things to go through in the garage. And we knew where the tree was. It was just like Tetris trying to get in there. Or those little games, you know, where it has a bunch of different sized cars. It's a puzzle and you have to slide the cars to get the other, to get the trucks. That's what the garage has been like. It's been terrible, but we're working through it. Yes, and now we have the tree, so we will get that out today. Also, while we've been going through the garage, I did find a couple bins of things that are crafting supplies that are part of my stash that I haven't seen or had out in years. Basically, they're the bins that I forgot existed because they were that far back in storage before we moved, and I just didn't occur to me. So I have this yarn. It is a really bizarre yarn. So our comment of the day, what really weird novelty yarn do you have in your stash? Describe it to us, and what do you do with it? What ideas do you have? Let's all give each other some ideas, or maybe talk about some novelty yarns that we have used in some way that really worked out. So here's what I discovered in my stash, my deep stash. Let me hold this up so you get the full effect. It's an eyelash yarn. It's a blue eyelash yarn, and I think this is what happens when you shear Cookie Monster and spin. This is what happens when you spin Cookie Monster. Because I can't think of anything but a Muppet when I look at this. I know where this came from. It was this like mill ends surprise grab bag thing, and it was, you know, pay $20 and get a garbage bag full of mill ends of just random stuff. And it was when I was doing a lot of woven pieces and selling them, and there was a lot of great stuff in there that I used, but I could never figure out what to do with Cookie Monster. I mean, I'm not quite even sure how much yardage is here. It's probably bulky, maybe a thick worsted, because of the eyelash. The core of it is probably a worsted, but I don't know. I need some ideas. Tell me, please. Tell me, what do I do with Cookie Monster? We have some options. We could do a rigid heddle weave, and this would be the weft. I don't think this would work as a warp. That would be a nightmare because of all of the heddle going back and forth. That abrasion would just, with all these eyelashes, So I'd have to figure out something else for a warp, but it could be crochet, it could be knit. I am not that experienced with crochet, and I feel like having this much texture around the stitches might be tricky. So maybe knit with a bulky needle, or I could hold it double, or I could spin something and ply it with this. I mean, that could be really interesting too. So I need lots of ideas. Comment of the day. What do you do with your novelty yarns that are just really textured and different? What should I do with Cookie Monster here? Besides feed it cookies. I don't know. Let me know what you think. In one of my previous videos, I shared with you that I had gotten a new spindle. It is an authentic Andean Pushka spindle, And I want to show you the spin that I have worked up on this spindle, and then I'm going to back the camera up a little bit so you can kind of see how I'm spinning with this spindle. I had questions because there's no hook on this one, so I wanted to show you what it looks like to spin with and show you what I've done so far. This is my first Pushka spin practice, getting used to it, getting a feel for it. So that's my very first practice. The yarn is, there's the yarn. It's pretty consistent throughout, and it's definitely high twist. This is a fast spindle. When I give this a flick, it just goes and goes and goes, which is a lot of fun because it actually keeps up with the speed that I like to draft. And a lot of that drafting speed is because I'm more used to using a spinning wheel, I think. I don't know, but I'm having so much fun with it. So let me show you what I got. I got 2 of these. These are the sort of smaller size, and I'm able to spin an equal amount on both of these, and then I can ply on this one. This one is called a Conti, and it's much larger, as you can see. And this one is like having a bulky flyer for plying on your spinning wheel because it holds more, so you can spin halvesies and then ply them together and have room for them to all go onto the other spindle. So I just think that's fantastic, and I can't wait to totally try them all out, including getting to the plying part of it, but I'm still practicing. So let me back the camera up just a little bit and you can see how I'm spinning with this one. When I need to put the yarn on the top, I just do a half hitch and slip it over the top of the spindle, and I have all this wool dangling here, which we know is going to get caught in the yarn. So I like to tuck it into my sleeve if I have a sleeve, or wrap it around my wrist, or use a wrist distaff, or you can even use a scrunchie if you have a scrunchie. Put it on your wrist and tuck your yarn in there. Lots of ways to keep it out of the way. So to spin, I give it a flick and then I start drafting. Just like that. And this thing spins and spins and spins. It just goes and goes and goes. It's a very, very comfortable spin. And I can just draft right very quickly, and it has a lot of energy in it. If I want it to have even more, I can give it an extra flick. And then wind it on. So I just slip that half hitch off the top and wind it up. So, oh, I had a double extra hitch on there because I laid it down and I didn't want it to unravel. So let me fix that. Oh, I put 3 on there. Wow. I was really worried. Did I get it? Oh, okay. There, I got it. Yeah, so I put extra hitches on it because I was like, I don't want it to all unravel and come undone. So it is, though, very efficient when you are not fighting your own handiwork. And I just wind it up. And here is something very interesting, and I find this true from all spindles I use ever. I don't like them at the start. When there's not a lot of yarn on there, I don't like it because they're just light and they bounce around all over the place, and they don't spin as long because they don't have as much mass to keep that momentum going. And I want to tell all the new spinners out there, if you are new to spinning with a spindle and you find it frustrating, really do keep going. Don't stop, don't give up, because the feeling of how that spindle is going to get better and better as you load more yarn onto it. I find that true for myself. I don't know if that's universal. Maybe some people don't like it when it's heavier, I don't know, but I definitely do. So I think spinning with a spindle and getting a good feel for spinning with a spindle, it's important to go through the whole the whole spin, like really get in there with some stuff on it. Maybe beginner spindles should come with something on it already, so that it's like picking it up mid-spin and not at the very beginning. Wouldn't that be nice? Anyway, so these spindles can hold a lot more than this little 1/2 ounce that I have spun onto them. I am planning to use this yarn as weaving yarn because it is worsted, it's smooth, it's very high twist. It will be a very sturdy and durable yarn. I probably am going to put this on the ankle loom. I think I might do some tablet weaving with it, I'm not sure, but that's what I'm looking forward to doing with this. So I just wanted to share my new spindle adventure with all of you, so you could kind of see what it looks like for spinning. So yeah. It's time to open our next advent calendar spin. What do we have? Is it day number 9 already? It is! Oh my goodness, day number 9. I will read the blessing first, because I love the blessings. Ooh, there's some stuff in here. I mean, obviously, there's something different in this one. Okay, number 9, day 9. May your spinning wheel never creak, squeak, or squeal. Yes. Mark is my wheel mechanic. I've mentioned that before, but he definitely knows when something is wrong with my wheel. He's like, that doesn't sound right. Let me take a look at it. And I'm like, I have to finish spinning. And he's like, no, you don't. I have to look at it right now. It shouldn't make that sound. So don't neglect your wheel maintenance, friends. It's important. If something doesn't sound right, check it out. Okay, let's see. Aha, that's what I was. Oh, okay. So we have a mint, yum. I must have subliminally remembered that this one is the novelty yarn. Okay, so here's what we have today. We're gonna make Cookie Monster some friends. Oh, all right. So this wool is some Jacob wool. And this is some sequin glitter thread. So my idea for this one was to spin this and ply it with the thread. A lot of people ask for a thread ply. This is a really great way to get more yardage out of a smaller quantity of yarn or of fiber. And it's a great way to sparkle things up. You can do a lot with some commercial threads and yeah, really cool things. So let's head to the spinning wheel. I think because of our blessing today, we're going to do this one on the spinning wheel, and I'm going to ply this. I want it to be sort of chunky. And then when I ply it, you'll see you can hold it in a certain way that makes the thread kind of dig into the fluffiness of the wool a little bit, and it gives it a really neat crinkly appearance. So that's how I want to spin this one, and I'm really excited to do this. So let's head to the spinning wheel. The breed of sheep that this wool comes from is very, very interesting. This is from a Jacob sheep. Jacob sheep have multicolored fleeces. They are kind of spotted with sections that might be black or brown or lavender, kind of a brown or gray. They're really pretty. And then they have spots of white on them as well. And they are one of the sheep that can have 4 horns, which, I mean, it just looks incredible. They're really cool sheep. For a while they were used as ornamental sheep to kind of be pretty lawnmowers and keep grass shorter, but I think that their fleece is also very useful. It's a durable kind of wool, and it is great for like a coat or something, outerwear, gloves, things that you want to have a little sturdiness to them. And I wanted to spin this a little thicker, but it wants to go thinner. So some people have asked me what do you do if you want your wool to be thicker and it's thinner, like what's going on with me right now? Well, what we do with that is we're gonna pull out more wool. We're gonna back up, see? So now I'm drafting a larger chunk of wool out of my fiber supply, and thicker yarn needs less twist. So I am going to move through it a little faster. I'm gonna dig deeper into the supply to pull out more of the wool, and I'm going to draft faster so the twist doesn't build up quite as much. And that is how I get my thicker spin. Now, I didn't put a whole lot of fiber in this one. One was because this was the amount of Jacob I was able to get, but also I just wanted to have some very quick fun spins because I don't want anyone to feel like they're getting behind or anything like that. Spin at your own pace. But if you need something that you can just sit down and spin up nice and quick and have a very, very satisfying outcome, this is the one. So I'm gonna finish getting this spun up, and then we're gonna apply it with the sequins. I've put the spun Jacob, the bulky Jacob, on a Lazy Kate, Clever Kate, and then I have this glitter thread here. Now I wrapped all of these by hand. There's not a huge amount of yardage on each one because it took a while to get these done for all the boxes. But I think there's enough here that we should be able to get a good sample of yarn. If you're interested in doing more spins with threads like this, I will put some links to some more of these in the description of this video. I encourage you to get like a full cone or maybe two for one spin, because especially if you are doing things where you wrap a whole bunch of the thread on the yarn, like auto wrapping for instance, you'll blow through all of the thread really fast. So I put enough in here that we can get a good sample, an idea of what this looks like, and I thought it would be pretty and sparkly if you did want to put this on your Christmas tree as an ornament or something like that. And the silver really just goes so well with the color, the natural color of the Jacob wool. I thought it was just a really pretty match. But yeah, this is gonna go through real quick. If you wanted enough to do like a whole thing, a whole project with, definitely get the cones because you'll use it all up. But it's such a fun technique, so let's get spinning. I had just about this much left after I ran out of the thread, so I'm going to take the end of it, bring it up to where the end of the thread is, and smooth it right along there, and kind of tuck that thread in between so that it doesn't want to, I mean it wants to, but I'm not going to let it unravel. And then I will just kind of fold this back so that the whole thing finishes off like a bulky 2-ply right in there. And that's it. Our thread ply is done. Let's scan it off and take a look. Now it really feels like Vlogmas. Look friends, the tree is back. So this tree is going to be down here in my studio and up in the family living room where we're going to have a real tree. And I've never had 2 Christmas trees in the house before. I don't know what's going on, but I love it. It's wonderful. So I would like to get all of the skeins that we've done already and decorate the tree with those skeins. I think that would be just kind of magical. So we will be doing that maybe in tomorrow's video. We'll do some decorating. But here is the yarn that we spun up today, and it's just glittery and sparkly, and I love this yarn. Brought you in closer so you could just see all of these adorable squiggles. The way that you get the squiggle effect, as you saw while I was spinning, hold the thread straight out under tension and then let the yarn that you want to have the squiggle wrap around the thread with less tension on it. And that gives you the squiggle effect, and it's so pretty. I love it. So this one is going to be the first one to go on my tree over there. There it is, the first ornament skein, and it sparkles. Alright friends, like this video if you enjoyed it, share it with a friend who might enjoy it as well. Don't forget to use the hashtag JillianEveVlogmas2021 and share your spins over on Instagram. Don't worry about not having the day match up with the day that I am posting the video. Everyone is at their own pace, and if you are posting Vlogmas spins into January or February, because that's when you get them done, that's totally fine too. All right, friends, I'll see you tomorrow for another spin. Happy Vlogmas and merry spinning!